Oh man, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great one today. And it's all because we're discussing that starting a small business is not like Build-A-Bear. Let's get into it. Are you ready? Good afternoon, good day, good morning, all the goods, all the goods. I am Gwendolyn G.R. Houston Jack. We are the master coach and digital marketer here at HouJack Digital Marketing Solutions. And you are watching HouJack DMS Live Learning. Yeah, this is streaming to Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, we would love you to like, share, and subscribe. We do provide a lot of information that is really focused on growing you as a business owner. Nothing is your business. We're not a business coach, we're a career coach. And so with that mindset, and with that said, today's topic, this is not Build-A-Bear. This is part of our Think as an Entrepreneur, not think like, think as an entrepreneur series that we're doing. And we really want to talk about the areas that get missed with small business owners. That's a lot. Entrepreneurship is a career choice. It is. And that requires some coaching, right? And so this topic came up because I couldn't help but recognize how so many people make it seem as if, starting your business is very much like Build-A-Bear, You go inside the store, you walk in, you pick out your furry friends, you choose a couple of pieces of clothing, a few accessories, maybe a sound or smell, and then you can either stuff it when you're live in the store, or you can have it sent to the store because you can do this online and then do all your stuffing then and take it home, right? Creating a business, a sustainable and profitable business, is by no means like Build-A-Bear. It is not. So today we're going to talk about the magical overnight business. Yeah, if you look at social media and you follow what people put out, okay, so we all know it's a really good story, like an amazingly crafted story. But if you follow it, you're going to think all you need is $1 and a dream to build a successful business. $1 and a dream for those honorary New Yorkers out there. We're going to talk about the real deal about business ownership. I want to get into that. Owning a business is no walk in the park. It is not. So we're going to talk about those magical beans. We're going to talk about them. And then we're going to tie it all up with honesty is the best policy. Before you jump on the small business bandwagon, you need to really have a talk with yourself. Like, be honest with yourself. Think about why you're about to do what you're about to do. Are you really a long distance runner? If you're not, this probably isn't the way to go. So first things first, let's talk about the magical overnight business. And I want to set this up for you because social media, man, it's not the issue. The tools we have are the tools we have, right? Is how we decide to use the tools that we have. And again, social media networks allow you to tell this well-crafted story. If you're a great storyteller, you can have a really great story. And it makes everything look so easy and effortless. And the words that are specifically chosen to get you to believe this story, those are well-crafted too. So this magical overnight business, first of all, let's talk about the word choice. Passive income for the win. Passive income. There's nothing like waking up to extra dollars in your bank account and you don't even have to lift a finger, right? Like, this is how you build, as they say, generational wealth. And this is how you break the cycle of poverty. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. First of all, passive income. If you're out there doing a little work and whatnot, that's not passive. All right. Um, Lucky for my family, we do have some places where there is passive income. You don't have to do anything. A check just shows up. That's passive. When you're doing the work, building your ebook, doing your drop ship, whatever, you're working for that dollar, right? It's not passive. So a lot of us don't even know what true passive income is, but we like to use these words because they sound good. And I'm gonna tell you right now, nothing irritates me more than that generational wealth thing. I don't want to hear that. I mean, I hate to say it. No, I don't. I don't hate to say it. I don't want to hear it. Right? Let's be real about what's really going down. The second part of that is it's so incredibly easy to create this magical overnight business. Anybody can do it. You could do it through drop shipping, a coaching program, a food truck, um, clothing line, eyelashes. You can write an ebook. It's so easy. Everybody can do this side hustle. Cut it out. Cut it out. Okay, it's not easy. It is by no means easy. And when people talk about, oh, the market is saturated, there's so many people, because everybody named mama jumping into the same thing. You have to have a reason why you're doing what you're doing. Otherwise, it's just noise. And a lot of noise at that. So it's not incredibly easy. That would be a lie. The last thing is that builds a business. You know, you're going to walk into the store, pick up your furry friend, put some clothes on it, get a couple of accessories, make it say, I love you, and then take it home. Okay. A lot of people speak about creating the business as if it's like Build-A-Bear, right? You pick a format, you buy some product, and then the money rolls in. Even in my dreams, it doesn't work out that way. It's not the way it works. It is not Build-A-Bear. It requires real work, and it requires a lot of thought, right? It's not just picking something and thinking this side hustle is going to bring me bucket loads of extra income. That is not how it really works. And so we're going to break a couple of those myths. We're going to just tell you what the real deal is. If you're considering becoming an entrepreneur, we got some tips for you. Some things to really look out for and think about. First of all, and I don't mind using the double negatives. I use a double negative. I use improper grammar when I want to get my point across, because when you say certain things, it picks up on people, right? Like people hear stuff. So when people say this ain't popcorn, you heard that. You heard it. Here's the real deal about business ownership. It ain't popcorn, okay? This is not taking your kernels or taking a bag and put it in the microwave, put it on 3 minutes or less, and watching all of those kernels just pop, 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 pop. This ain't it. I don't mind saying it. This ain't it. Anything worth having takes work, dedication, and most importantly, it takes time. Time. Right? Building a sustainable and successful business is not putting popcorn in the microwave or even your air popper. It takes time and it takes work. You know how they say, if you build it, they will come? Well, that's partially true. They will come. It may take us some time to come, but they will come. Right? Or if you time it just right, you may be in the right place at the right time to serve the right need, and it all works out. But that may be like first year luck. And then, well, what happens next year when that excitement has kind of like fizzled out? People talk about going viral. You want to go viral? You use this tune and you'll go viral. But how long does that last? We want to be sustainable. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder. That's not the focus of this path. So let me give you some real numbers, and I'm going to specifically pick on drop shipping because it's the one that tends to pop up a lot, especially on Instagram and Facebook and a few others. It pops up all the time. So I'm going to go with drop shipping because if you let the people tell you, anybody and everybody can do it, and we're all rolling the dough. So here's some real numbers for you. And we're talking average, what average drop shipping businesses bring in. So whatever business you want to get into, look at some average numbers. There are always some outliers, always, right? I was telling a gentleman just the other day, because, I'm a photographer. Everybody can be a photographer. I got my camera. I got my... Okay. As a photographer, I do know some people who do some different things. I've seen people do $25,000 senior sessions. Gwendolyn doesn't do $25,000. It's not my choice. You can make whatever you want to make. And again, if you build it, they'll come. But you got to deliver, right? Keep that in mind, okay? So here are some real numbers because you always have like the outliers. So a drop shipping business can, on average, bring in $50 a day to $5,000 a day. $50 daily. I'm sorry. Let me put in the facial expression. $50 a day. Now, I don't know what people are doing. Now, I mean, if you look at your salary, right? You can say, okay, well, for me to work 8 hours, I may bring in even if I'm doing like $10 an hour, right? Take out taxes and things. That's like about maybe $60, $70, depending on where you are, right? Okay. But if you're a person who's already making $25 an hour, to bring in 50, okay. Now, granted, a lot of people will always see the high. $5,000 a day, what? Yeah, but there's also that low of 50. And then what's above 50? 55? 100? Check your numbers, right? The annual salary, here it is. The annual salary is between $34,000 and $48,000. An annual salary. And I checked it, that's for like the top 75 percentile, right? So, $48,000, huh? Big spender. Business ebbs and flows, right? Like that's the deal of business. And here's how this is determined, right? You got to think about your profit. Your profit is depending on getting the right high demand product, your profit margin. You got to do some sales. You have to do some marketing, right? And I don't mean like sales as in putting things on sale. Like you have to generate the sales and do marketing. And then you need to have reoccurring purchases. Like people have to keep coming back, right? So if you're doing that throwaway fashion, like H&M has been around a while for a couple of reasons. One, yes, it is throwaway fashion. It's a $3 shirt. I got it. I used it. I no longer need it. But they also provide other clothing that is not $3 that will last you longer. So they're covering both of those spectrums. But then you also got to think too, who are you going up against? So if you're trying to fight like a Temu, I don't know, kid, you might be, and when you think about picking your product from this wholesaler, if they're selling it to you, let's say for $1, and you sell it for, say, $6, but then somebody like a Temu or someone else comes in at $4, you're thinking, well, how low can I go before I bring in absolutely nothing? So again, it goes back to how much volume do you have to do to make $1 or enough to cover your daily salary? Like how much you need to do to cover your cost of doing business. Check those numbers. Now, here's the other part about this. And this goes back to number 2. There's time and research involved. The true investment that is needed to start and keep a business, you don't really capture it because we don't think about the sweat equity, right? People tell you, pick a niche, pick a market to target, and then just go out and find some product and get your Shopify website. And that's all you got to do. Like you can do it for $0. Do it for $0. Okay. Magic 8 Ball says, not likely. No. Future ain't so bright. No, man. You need to register that business. And that requires dollars. That requires dollars. It requires time. And keep in mind that your ignorance of the law does not excuse you from any fines you may have to pay in the future for not doing what is right and lawful when it comes to your business. Does not excuse you. So don't make it seem as if, oh my God, my cousin's doing, my so-and-so doing it, and I'm doing it, and everybody. I get it. We all want what we want. My work husband, Ron Foster, asked us yesterday, what motivates us? What gets us out of the bed? My answer? Wine in the wine fridge. I'm at a place where I'm not really concerned about the car I'm driving because it's just another bill that never goes away. It's another mouth to feed. I mean, tires and brakes and gas and whatnot. But I need the car. It's not about shoes and fashion. I mean, we're past that. And I was a fashion kid, right? So I did all that stuff in my 20s and 30s. But I'm at a place where I'm about experiences. So for me, I want good food and I want wine in the wine fridge. That's why I get out of the bed to do what I got to do. Bills are just part of living life. Bills and taxes. That by no means motivates me. But there is money involved when you register your business. That's not free. That's by no means free. So this whole deal of it doesn't take much. You can do it for XYZ dollars. You can do it for $0. And there is work involved here. The sweat equity itself is your time, and your time is worth money, even before you start the business. So let's talk about being honest. And honesty is the best policy. You need to figure out your why. Like your business needs a purpose. Okay, so just to say, well, I need to make some extra money, that's not a purpose. And that does not add to being sustainable as well. You need a bigger reason why your business exists beyond making money. I purposely try to do chopped up and screwed, but I can't. I do work on that. You need a reason why. Something more than just, I need extra cash. It needs to have a purpose, because without a purpose, customers don't come. It just can't be, I need something cheap. Well, it could be. But again, you go back to, how do you beat out people who are already mastering the super low market? Like, how do you do that? The second thing, and you have to ask yourself, is the financial factors. Okay, so take a stroll down Instagram, down TikTok. You're going to find some people like, here's the way to cheat the IRS. And here's how to go on your extravagant birthday party and write it all off and not pay any money. Okay, hold up really quick. Let's call a spade a spade. If you were telling me that the only way that you can take a trip to, say, I don't know, Bora Bora, is to pretend that this is where you're doing your company retreat so you could write off the expenses of that trip, newsflash, you can't afford that lifestyle. Because when I go on my trips, I'm not working. I'm not even pretending to work. We're just going on the trip. We're just enjoying ourselves. You don't have to pretend that you have the money to do what you really want to do. Okay? So when people are like, oh my God, that's the best idea ever, I had no idea. Check that, man. Check it. You need to call a spade a spade. If you have to create a business just to get tax write-offs and pretend that you're living this elaborate life that you're not living, check that. It's a world of hurt. It's a world of hurt waiting for you. It is a world of hurt that is just going to catch up, because somebody knows the truth. When I go on my vacations, when I do my birthday deals and whatever it is that I'm doing, I just do it. I don't have to try to write off taxes so I can enjoy and take pictures of us sitting around the table so that we can prove that we were really here working before we went out and had drinks and cocktails all day and celebrate. Come on, man. Come on. If you're not living that life, just say you ain't living it. You want to get there, that's great, but come on now. Let's not do those things. I'm just saying. Lastly, and here's the biggest one, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Social media, again, has a way of glorifying particular careers and pathways. They completely miss out all the other stuff that happens that dictates what's what. When you look at the people who are athletes, basketball, football, baseball, they don't really tell you what happens behind those closed doors, the amount of work that goes in, that there are tons of talented athletes and singers and dancers worldwide. This many people get in and they put their body on the line every day. They put their privacy on the line every day. They put a good chunk of themselves on the line every day for this career that is so glamorous. So when it comes to small businesses, people like to make it seem as if it's just this amazing thing that everybody does and that it requires no forethought. It requires no education. You just show up and money rolls in. That is a lie. They dumb down the hard work that is required to keep a business afloat. And guess what? Everyone does not have the aptitude to run a business. Okay? They may want to, but they may not have the right mindset, the right mental faculties to do it. That's just the honest truth. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. So you ask yourself again, how can a coach help you? We can help you perform a self-assessment, right? We can help you figure out if that's the right path for you before you travel down that path. Because a lot of people will do some things and then they get into a financial pickle and it gets ugly. Because now they're like, okay, I've spent all this money. What should have been $100 has now become $1,000. And forget the time. Forget the mental stress that goes into it. We can help you identify opportunities before you get into it. If you're already in the business and you're feeling a little stale, we can figure out where you're hitting the wall. What we don't do is give you instructions. We don't make decisions for you. We will give you a path. Like we'll help you figure out the options you may have, and we look beyond where you're looking. We see the bigger picture, right? We are not on the ground. We're what you call in space. We're way up here at the top, looking down to see all the things. That's where we come in. And we can help you figure out what you should or probably shouldn't do, but we don't tell you. That's not our place as a coach, just a coach. I can't make you do anything. So again, we talked about this last week. We're talking about it again. We are working on a way to help people create more sustainable businesses, to remove some of the headaches. And that is our crafting your working marketing plan. It is a blueprint for small businesses. It helps you have a sustainable business because you have the whole entire year planned. This workshop is going down October. I think it's the 4th. Don't quote me because I got all kinds of dates in my head. But we'll put a copy of the link to the event in the comments. So if you want to pop in, it is a small class setting. We're talking no more than 20 people because the idea is for people to be able to come into a classroom setting, ask the questions, work on it, and then keep on keeping on, right? Once you do your marketing plan, you don't have to do it again. You just change the dates every year. Real talk. That's what's real. So we want to welcome you all to look at that. It's on the website as well. We're going to bring this lesson to an end. One, again, thank you guys for tuning in. You know, these conversations that we're having is just to help people really figure out and navigate the entrepreneurship waters. We're not talking about your business. I'm not here about your business. I am here about the business of you. Okay? I should probably trademark that. Yeah. We're here about you, right? Because entrepreneurship is a career choice. Careers, if you want to grow them, it's great to have a career coach. by your side, helping you figure out which way to go. So we thank you for tuning in today. We'll be back next week. We're going to talk about thinking as an entrepreneur. Who would have figured? Right? Like that's where we're going. So until then, enjoy the day. See you all next week.